Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So some interesting news has been coming out with the New Jersey Devils being linked to Connor Hellebuyck and the Winnipeg Jets. You know, the Winnipeg Jets are definitely one of those teams that a lot of fans are looking at their situation, as Pierre-luc Dubois has made it known that he's not going to re-sign a new deal going forward. Mark Scheifele's looking for a new team, as well as possibly Blake Wheeler's names being mentioned as the Jets not bringing back, and Connor Hellebuyck. So they're definitely a team to keep an eye out on as we're going into the offseason. And they're looking to rebuild on the fly. They're not looking to going to a drastic rebuild, but they're looking to rebuild or retool on the fly. So you know, the Devils and the Winnipeg Jets make a lot of sense in regards to what they have going forward with some of their contracts. So I want to talk about that in this video. I want to talk about Connor Hellebuyck. I also want to talk about what a potential start may be in a trade that could be between the Winnipeg Jets and the New Jersey Devils. So please stay with me throughout. So the Athletic a while ago reported that Connor Hellebuyck's next contract will not be with the Winnipeg Jets based on what he wants going forward. Then we heard about Pierre-luc Dubois, Mark Scheifele, and also Blake Wheeler possibly being done with the Jets, and they're looking to move them in the offseason. You know, either it's at the draft or it's the start of free agency or maybe just later in the offseason or maybe leading into next year's trade deadline. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this, but they're definitely a team to keep an eye out on. Alex Chavancy put out a very interesting tweet today. On Insider Trading, Pierre LeBrun says that the New Jersey Devils are among the teams that Connor Hellebuyck would be interested in signing an extension with. Of course, there's other teams, but it's interesting to note that he said the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey has had talks with Winnipeg, but what New Jersey and other teams are weary of is paying him Vasilevsky-type money, which is $9.5 million AAV, which is per year, what he is asking on his next deal. So, you know, this is a lot to give a goaltender. A lot of the organizations see what Florida Panthers gave, Sergei Bobrovsky, and his name has been linked in trade rumors. But look at what he's done this offseason. So it's always a situation that when you're giving a player big time money, you want him to be producing, and he wasn't up until this point, but he had a remarkable run in the playoffs, and he earned every cent of what he's making. So you never know what you're going to get, but that's a big thing. I know a lot of teams are trying to go away from giving the netminders that big chunk of change, but Connor Hellebuyck is an elite goaltender, and he puts up great numbers. All of his numbers are right under Vasilevsky, so he's due his money and he wants that amount. So we'll see if any team's willing to give it, but. I know a lot of teams, he's going to ask a certain amount. The teams are going to come back with a different amount. They meet kind of somewhere in the middle. So we'll see what it is and keep an eye out on it. But the Devils make a lot of sense. With the Devils, they have a lot of contracts that are RFAs. We have a netminder that can go the other way in a deal. So it kind of makes sense with the Devils and the Jets in regards to a trade. The Devils are getting a ton of calls on pending RFA forward Yegor Sharangovich based on his cap situation going forward. It's more likely possible they move him. They're also working on the trade market in regards to Mackenzie Blackwood, who is a goaltender that can help their situation as well. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, Miles Wood, they're looking to do a sign and trade with, and also Ryan Graves, the same thing. Tom Fitzgerald has said the last sign and trade with Damon Severson wasn't the last. He may do another one, so we'll see what happens. But I think Yegor Sharangovich and Vitek Vanecek makes sense as a starting point of a trade to go to the Winnipeg Jets. Vitek Vanecek is 27 years old. He's 3 years younger than Connor Hellebuyck. He's on a current contract that pays him $3.4 million AAV, which comes with some term. It ends in the season of 24-25, so you get him with a bit of term. Vanecek had a great year for the Devils this year, but fell off in the playoffs. But he's definitely a goaltender that didn't get a lot of playing time with the Washington Capitals, came over to the Devils, had a stellar year, and really got us to where we are at this time. So he has the potential to be a good starting netminder. So the Devils, will they run with him or will they put him in this trade just to help out the cap situation going forward? I'll have to wait and see, but he's definitely a name to keep an eye out on for the Devils. Yegor Sharangovich, 25 years old. Now, if you're losing Pierre-Luc Dubois, if you're losing Scheifele, if you're losing Blake Wheeler, Yegor Sharangovich is a person that can come in and help fill the net. He's been around the 20 to 25 goal scorer. He has the potential to put up 30 goals, especially on a Winnipeg Jets team. If you're losing that much firepower and you have top six availability and he plays a bit more, he could possibly be a 30-goal scorer for you. He's got a hell of a shot. He's a great guy in the locker room. The team loves him. The fans love him as well. But, he came out of sorts when we brought in Timo Meier. He was up and down the lineup and healthy scratched at times. So, but he has the potential to be a great player for another organization, and it does make sense for the Winnipeg Jets. He's a versatile player. You can play the center. You can play left wing, right wing, so you can throw him anywhere, up and down the lineup. And, he doesn't command a lot. This past year, he made $2 million AAV. He's an RFA. He needs a new contract, so you're looking at him possibly signing a bridge deal in the $3 to $4 and change $1 million contract, so he's not going to command a lot. So him and Vanecek going forward can make sense for the Winnipeg Jets going forward. If they're looking to bring in a lot of pieces, as there's some pretty good names in the offseason this year, they can add them and still look to add in other spots as well. So that's why this makes a lot of sense. The Devils have picks. They have a lot of good prospects that can go the other way as well. I know they're not going to include Luke Hughes and Timo Nemec in this deal. Would they include Alexander Holtz or players like that? I don't know. But the Devils have a lot of prospects that can go the other way in a deal and can help the Winnipeg Jets organization get some assets for these players. So we'll have to wait and see. But the Devils and the Jets make a lot of sense. With going out versus coming in, going out is $5.4 million in regards to what Sharangovich and Vanecek were making this year, and 6.16 would be coming back for the Devils this year if they do trade for Hellebuyck. Now, it's not going to be that big this upcoming year, but going forward, when the new contract kicks in and he's making 9.5, that's when you're going to be, looking at is it worth it? Because, with the Devils bringing in re-signing Jesper Bratt, with them re-signing possibly Timo Meier to a long-term extension as they're working on that now, and that's going to be a high dollar amount. You have Dawson Mercer that Tom Fitzgerald said he's going to work on as soon as he possibly can to lock him up long-term. Then you have Luke Hughes and Timo Nemec down the line in a couple of years looking for new deals, which they're going to be making a good chunk of change as well. So you want to have cap space allocated for them too. So that's where it becomes a bit dicey, but I know a lot of NHL teams and GMs are waiting for that cap to go up, for that salary cap to go up. It's supposedly supposed to go up at $4 to $5 million relatively soon, but this upcoming year it's not going up that much. And the Devils do have the cap space. We have $26.4 million left as of now, but you still have to sign Meier and I think 8 more contracts after that. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting, but I thought with him coming out saying that he would work an extension with the Devils was very interesting. I know as soon as the season ended, goaltending was definitely in the Carolina series. Defense and goaltending wasn't as good as it should have been to help us get to the next round. So, I don't know. I like Vanecek and I like Schmid. I think they would be good going into the next season. I think they need more time to develop and grow and playing more minutes for the Devils. I know Vanecek, like I said earlier, didn't play a lot with with Washington. And with the Devils, he played a lot more this year. And, maybe it takes some time to get accustomed to that. But, I'm comfortable going with them because I know the Devils have to add in other areas that they're looking to make the roster better. So does this make sense for the Devils to do based on what Connor Hellebuyck's next contract's going to be? So comment below and let me know what you think about this. Does it make sense for the Devils to do this and to trade for and to sign Connor Hellebuyck to an extension? Comment below, let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so and subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. It's free and join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.